Greetings everyone, a warm welcome. Thank you for joining me guys. Aries, this is your reading for July 2020. We have evolved into 2020, coming into the second half of the year, merging out of the abyss, I think we could probably all call it. The very strange event that took place from, I guess, late 2019, the pandemic issue. However, I've been saying to people, we're not clearly out of the woods yet. Our vision is still a little bit blurry because there is still plenty going on in the background. We are merging into July, coming off the back of 3 solar eclipses, and I'm doing this reading just before the second most powerful one, which is on the 21st of June. Now this eclipse will have long-lasting effects for almost everyone on the planet. In particular, there are 2 countries that will have quite strong ramifications from it, which is actually China and America. That is where the horizon point or the viewing aspect of the eclipse will be most visible. So often that's where the energies are felt more. So that could affect the political parties and energies of those 2 countries as well, which of course in turn collectively affect us all. Now a little bit of information just quickly about this eclipse. The June 2021 new moon solar eclipse in Cancer is the most powerful of the year. This is because it falls just moments after the solstice at 0 degrees of Cancer. 0 degrees of any zodiac sign is powerful as it represents the field of infinite possibilities, but 0 degrees of Cancer also happens to be the global axis, a highly charged point in the cosmic skies. Having a new moon solar eclipse on the global axis indicates an opening of a new timeline, a new world, and a new dimension of being. It represents a point in our history, but also in our hearts, where a new world has dawned. It's a powerful energy that doesn't just come and go on the day of the eclipse. We all feel it building before and feel it building afterwards for a long time. So decisions we make around this time will have profound effects for all of us, individually and collectively, definitely right until the end of this year, but I think far deeper reaching because we're in the beginning of a brand new decade. This eclipse is setting the tone for the rest of the decade. So it's an immense opportunity to head yourself in the direction you want, to focus on the things you wish to have happen, and to bring more of that into power and being. So Aries, let's see what's in store for you using this deck first. This is a Doreen Virtue, and I'm sure she doesn't use them anymore, which is a bit of a shame, but that's how life goes for some people. It is a full tarot deck, and it's a fairy tarot. So let's see what messages are coming for you guys through the elemental realm, the pixies, elementals, fairies, and celestial beings, and see what is being brought up for you to focus on, understand, meditate with, or be aware of. So Aries for July. And because I'm doing these in June, you might actually find that certain things that are brought up and mentioned now will actually start to become live and active from this point in time as well. Ooh. I was about to say they're not giving us much action, but in fact just as that happened they decided to release a whole bunch of cards. So there are a few here that have come out, 5 altogether. I'm not sure if that's the order they arrived in. I don't think the order is particularly important necessarily. Let's see what the first one is here, if I can pick them up. The 10 of Wands. Ask for help from others. All work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities. So it feels as though for some of you right at the moment there is a weight of some sort of responsibility on your shoulders, and for some of you this might be around a work or career or creative idea or realm. With this 10 of Wands, it feels as though you have been through a lot oftentimes and you have learned a lot. It might also feel that you are feeling responsible for the health and welfare and knowledge, if you like, of others in your life. It could be family members, but it could also be people you work with. You might be in a position that you are required to offer either emotional support or financial support to others. So you might be a team leader or a boss or an owner of a business. And this could be beginning to feel a little bit tenuous or as if the work has been heavy going. Now, I think for a lot of people, since the lockdown events kind of started, the tensions around financial hardship for a lot of people has been quite overwhelming. So we know there have been immense changes on the planet. We do also know, though, to be fair, that some people have actually had the opportunity to make more money out of this, and that can also create its own overbearing weight of responsibility or weight of presence or weight of being able to operate these systems and get them connected and get them out. And you can think of fields of employment such as the food chains, the sanitary chains where people needed all the sanitizers and things like that, the healthcare workers. Those people had extra work, if you like, but were under great duress during that time. So some of you might feel as though you need a rest, or you might be a bit burnt out, or something might be overwhelming at the moment, and it could be that it's coming from a past event, so even more past than the recent 6 months, and it could be that it's just catching up on you and you're feeling as though I'm ready for a change, or I'm going to change new directions, because that's what the tens do for us. Let's have a look what came out next. The Lovers card. I might flip them all over because the Wheel of Fortune, well, we're getting into big stuff now, and the wheel hasn't been out for anyone else yet. The Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups. This is the only Wands card that has appeared for you, and the rest of this is full of, there's a lot of love in here. We can see it with the Lovers card, but these are the Cups cards as well. The Wheel of Fortune is a very big, profound change coming. And interestingly enough, this person is sitting at what looks to be like a spinning wheel. And a spinning wheel is a very productive piece of equipment. And it's often back in the day where people would have earned their money or had their careers come from. Like they would have been textile workers or weavers or something to do with fabrics or clothing or design or integration. This wheel could represent for some of you who are in those realms that your evolutionary process of evolvement is changing. And so this could be, as I said, for some of you, it feels as if there's a change connected to perhaps your career, your objectives around career, your desires, your feeling as though you might want to expand yourself or broaden horizons or change directions. And I think the wheel could be quite closely aligned with this for a lot of you. So it is around potential career movement, changes or opportunities, or just ready to walk away from something. Now this wheel is a very, very big evolutionary process, and it doesn't come out often. You're the first of the zodiac signs that have received it for this timeline, for this June-July period. And it says delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel is how she has referred to it. So that could also mean something down here for some of you, exactly a new vehicle or traveling somewhere. And sometimes this might be traveling to move or shift home as well, or shift career opportunities. This sudden or unexpected good luck, there could be a really amazing time frame as we move through these ecliptical energies that does come out of like portal windows of opportunities of manifestation. So if this is the case for you guys, you need to be aware of it and ready to act and jump on the wheel of good luck. If we come through to the Lovers card, the Lovers is such a deep card in many, many ways, and I think it might be tied into some of these over here, the Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups. Perhaps I'll put the Lovers in the middle. It says that true love that is long lasting, choices made from the heart, and a return to good health as well. So this cycle, the wheel, may actually represent a change of fortune in health for some of you. Now this is where the readings take a turn of their own and start to spin off into different timelines or past lifetimes or different emergent parallels, if you like. I'm feeling right at the moment, and it's quite powerful, I think a lot of people understand this, that the planets that are creating the movement in our galaxy or our galactical frequency, some of them are Saturn and Pluto, and they are very karmic planets. So there's a lot of karmic movement and shifting around going on at the moment. So if we put this wheel back next to the Lovers, and the sudden delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck and changes. This is the wheel of evolution. It's the slow turning change that the universe directs for you more than you choose yourself. And when this one says a return to good health, this can be because of a freeing up of karmic pressure or a karmic debt that was signed up when you came into this lifetime, and it has now been paid back or been released because of something that is happening in the galactic vibrational frequency field at the moment, and also because of the work you have done. So I'm thinking that for a lot of people there's this potential for health to return, or good health to return at this point in time. Now again, if it involves the wheel, it is slow, so it's not necessarily going to happen overnight. You may not wake up in the morning and go, oh wow, great, I can suddenly run the marathon again, or my arthritis is gone, or none of that is necessarily immediate. It's the slow turning wheel of evolution that is allowing this process to happen for whatever level of being is going to happen for you. Now this can, for karmic release or karmic debts being paid back, this can be most often at the health, relationship or financial sector. So this card is talking about two of these propensities, health and or relationships. Now the Lovers card often talks about new soulmates coming in. It also, with this, in this deck in particular, in this enlightened feeling of white energy coming in up in the back there from the angelic being, it talks about the vibration of, or the opening up, or the connecting to the twin flame type energy, and these two holding this beaming light between their hands is also giving you that feeling of white light or flame type energy. Now the twin flame energy is a very spiritual manifestation in this physical life. It can be very romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It can be more of a soul pairing, if you like. This can also be a soulmate union or reunion. It can be new love coming in at the soulmate level, and that often happens when another soulmate dissipates, so when that lesson has been let go from the past, and that can be the releasing of the karmic lesson and the wheel coming back in. So these two cards alone are giving you so much in-depth information that will reverberate for you independently in your life how it is meant to and how it is going to affect you. And as I say, for you it's going to be different than the person next to you, and so on and so on. The Lovers can also represent the blossoming of new business partnerships that are very, very prosperous and positive and long term, almost ending up eventually at the same stage as the Ten of Springs, having acquired much knowledge, information and learning and devotion and walking through the steps of a cycle. So it's kind of like this is the beginning of the new evolution, the forming of the partnership over here. It evolves over time through the process of your life cycle and of your destiny wheel, and it ends up finally again in a long, long time later, possibly sometimes even 10 years or longer, back ready to start a new cycle again. And I notice we have the 2 tens in the reading. But coming back to just briefly reignite what I was talking about love before and love relationships, this can also be the reignition of a current love relationship and taking it to a higher level of awareness or spirituality, and that can grow. And again, it's just another phase of the duration of this cyclical event that is taking place, most likely in part promoted by all of the galactic intervention that is happening through the planetary alignments. There is also the possibility when the Lovers turns up that there are choices to be made. It is a card about choices, and sometimes this references that 3 people may be involved. This card can turn up when there are affairs that are instigated as well, or when there is more than one love interest in one's life. It might not be yourself, you might be a third party in a love triangle. You might also be the person who is initiating a love triangle. So there's many different possibilities, as you can see. But the card that I want to come back to at the moment, since we're talking about this deep love feeling, is the Two of Cups, because the Two of Cups is the other deeply connected card of intense love that is formed at the spiritual partnership level, and it moves through many lifetimes, and it is often a committed, positive relationship. So more than a soulmate, if you like, it has a deeper union, and it has this white light energy around it, as if it's connected to some higher frequency vibration, bringing positivity and balance and honor and trust and respect to both sides of the party. So it says here, falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up, your relationship can be healed. So again, she's also mentioning that if a relationship has been in trauma or stress, or has been, sort of falling by the wayside, this is a time where it can be reunited and worked upon and healed, and perhaps be given a bolster from some higher frequency that harnesses positive energy or light around it. This is known as the soulmate card as well, and also sometimes interpreted as the twin flame card. So you've almost got this two energies, particularly with this deck, and I think with the artwork that is on this deck, that we have this feeling of heightened love and heightened nurturing, support, trust, respect, honor, dignity, all of the positive vibrational frequencies that come in life. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, remember this. It can be a very deep, committed, spiritual relationship that you may have with someone. This can also be a spiritual relationship with a twin flame that is actually not incarnated on earth at this time, but you might feel these elevated vibrational energies just pouring into your life, and you might also find that manifestation can come at a higher level and feel the influx of this vibration around you as well. These two cards here are offering some sort of protection and harmony balance for you guys. So if you feel you need protection at the moment, this could be very valid and valuable for you to focus on. I myself am an Aries, and I know that there's a few things going on around me at the moment that do require some galactic intervention. Let's just say there's some things in the background. So this is very pertinent even for me, and I'm uplifting the frequency of the protection and the white light that's going on. I'll do that right now. Now then we come to the Seven of Cups, which is a little bit about making choices, and that's why I mentioned before that the Lovers card can represent this choice that has to be made, and sometimes it's around who you want to be with, or who you want to give this dedicated love to, or who's sharing it in your life. And that's where the triangular or triad of love relationship can come in. So the Seven of Summer is about making choices and making the right ones, but her particular words there are no more procrastinating, your power comes from making a decision, and confusion that arises from over-analyzing the options. So if you are presented with more than one option, and it could be in the realm of relationships or business offers or partnerships or even a career direction, and this could also be because of the wheel creating this, turnover of karmic energies in your life, then you do need to consider making this decision. So they're saying don't procrastinate, but I do feel you have to be careful about the choice you make. So don't let yourself become confused. She says it's from over-analyzing the options. So maybe there's a feeling in here about trusting your intuition and knowing what feels correct and right at the heart level. Because the heart is our emotional body, if you like. It's our emotional brain. And when we work from the heart, we usually make the right choices. So feeling into the intuition and trusting all of the messages you receive, whether they be through dreamscapes such as lucid dreaming, astral travel, or dream messages, or synchronistic events and occurrences as well. So note the people that come into your life, especially around this time period, and note the people who are worthy of receiving or being part of this love triangle. And I don't mean that in a way of like a negative triangle, but I mean it in the way of the sacred Trinity love triangle. So that power of the Trinity effect, and that all corners covered in love. So if that comes up for you, then you know that you need to make a wise choice and choose the right one, because there could be some wrong choices around for you at this time. You might be lured into something that looks to be amazing, when in fact it could have some negative ramifications, or there just could have been a better choice for you. So a very powerful reading, especially with the Wheel and the Lovers and the Two of Cups all kind of uniting in this deeply karmic evolutionary momentum that seems to be around, and it's being produced by the wheels, if you like. So the wheel is the engine room of this movement or process that's taking place, and because of the wheel, it's a long duration event. So what you're going through now is probably going to take you through this decade, and that's what I said to you, that this eclipse was powerful and it would probably shape the rest of the 20s. So these readings are really, really worth listening to, and I would come back to them and reignite yourself with these energies that are traveling through this reading, because when I do readings, it's not just about turning it on and listening to it. These are much more interactive. So it goes through and enables you to understand at a really deep level what exactly is happening in the background. You may not understand it up front, but at the cellular or the subconscious or the higher self level, it's helping you to understand the directions that you're going in. So your beautiful message is very intense, very full of prosperity and manifestation and ability and choices. There seem to be a lot of choices here that you have the option of making. But for some of you, we could be talking about this change of health in your life that will be heading you into the next 10 years. Change of vibrational frequency if you bring in high-ended love into your life. The opportunity of new romance, perhaps a brand new soulmate partner, perhaps even a twin flame synergy energy budding for you in your life. New potential business opportunities or career opportunities. Deep, profound, protective love and support within your life through people as well. So a really powerful, wonderful reading, even from this perspective. So let's see what the Energy Oracle cards are wanting you to have a look at for this June and July period. But as I say, I feel it's even more than that as well. Walking away, storm warning, and daughter romance. Well, we've definitely seen the daughter romance within those other cards, so I don't think we need to embellish that too much more. The walking away really fits quite well with the 10 of spring, coming into this end of a cycle and preparing yourself to take the knowledge you've had with this and the experiences to grow yourself and walk into a new direction. Walking away could also be referring to this choice that has to be made, which came in here a little bit with the 7 of Cups, and knowing that there are some things that you shouldn't be looking at and not to pick. Also walking away from people or circumstances who haven't created a positive opening or balance as well. It generally is just like a number 10 card, and she's walking through the gate into something that she can't necessarily see either, because if you look at the card, the background that she is walking into is not clear, so she doesn't have full vision or understanding of where she's actually going. So look at the radiance that is behind her though. So as she moves out of this, perhaps where she feels she may have been locked or bound or not free, she is led by a golden light, like it's a celestial or a cosmic white light. So it's some sort of internal or higher vibrational energy field that is helping her to move forward. So she has to have faith in it, or she has to have trust in the galactic energies. She has to connect with her intuition to understand where she is walking, because visibly she can't see it. And again, this is partly the turning of the wheel, the moving into the new picture and the new evolution, because this is a number 9. This is the endings of cycles, preparing to walk into the brand new. The storm warning is just telling you, I think, that sometimes it does create a bit of a storm when we leave something behind or when we are moving into new territory. Some of you may actually experience a storm like this physically in June or July, wherever you live. And if that's the case, hunker down and be prepared for it. It might end up with things like power outages, storm surges in waterways. So if you're by rivers or you're tramping in hills or you're by the oceans, you should be careful of that. Also, if you're driving or on holiday, you might get flooded somewhere, because this eclipse could bring quite tempestuous weather, and there's another eclipse in early July. 2 10s, that's another 10, so 3 10s in the reading as well, which indicate this power of the ending cycle. The storm warning can also mean that there could be some sort of combustible event or combustion, and it could be in relationships, and it could be over something where you have to make a choice. If it does come down to being in a relationship where 3 people might be involved or a choice has to be made, this energy could surround it. But know that it is quite quick and furious, I guess, but inevitably it leads you to this avenue of walking away from something that didn't serve you and into the light, where you turn around and create this new karmic cycle or evolution, and you bring yourself into the propensity of the positivity, of the power of love. Okay? So one last card to finish this very, very powerful reading, and this is from the Animal Oracle deck. So I hope you've really enjoyed the messages that came through there. These have jumped out, and we're not going to use them all because we usually only select one of the animal cards, and I think it's this one, which is a White Raven Spirit, Trust in the Magic, and it's number 66. So I'm going to get the book for you, and this has never come out before either. So he's not an animal oracle that comes out very often, so I'm interested to see his message. Yeah, I think this is going to be quite a powerful finishing message for you. Nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events, and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and White Raven Spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. Align with the highest good and intentions, and you will come to see that White Raven is guiding you, an ally to you and a messenger from Spirit. Align with the light and you will start to recognize that all is working together harmoniously in ways the eyes can't always see and the mind can't always comprehend. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles that are your birthright. Now is the time to trust in the magic of the world that is everywhere and in all things. Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of Great Spirit arranging things in your favor. Wow. And I got the feeling that that was the case with the cards that arrived with the great changing wheel. You know, there are no coincidences when the universe takes over and decides to deliver some of the power of the energy that's around. Now there is a protection message for these cards as well, and I'm going to read that to you now because some of you may feel more aligned with this part of the message. It says, are you being distracted by the illusion of a chaotic universe? Deep in your heart, you know the world is full of magic, and White Raven has appeared to remind you that the ways of the world can cause spiritual amnesia. Stay awake and alert, for Spirit wants you to enjoy the miracles all around you. Remember, the evidence of divine order can be seen everywhere. Ask for a sign, and it shall be yours. Synchronicities happen all the time. So if you are in a time of challenge and feeling cynical, all you need to do is ask for a reminder. White Raven will appear to reassure you that all of this is leading to something better, for magic is in the wind. And I feel that it is. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in and uplifting the magic in this message. I hope you have really enjoyed it because it is deep and it is powerful. There is a lot of power in the energy of this beautiful reading. I think you will find over this time frame, and when you look back in time, so in hindsight, you'll be able to pinpoint this time in your life as one of immense change at many different levels, and sometimes that takes a long time to actually recognize, and with the wheel it's not necessarily a fast-paced change that is taking place. Please check your moon and rising signs. Please sub the channel and hit the notification button so that you can receive the uploads when I do them, although there is a block going on at the moment around that, but I'm working on it. And leave your comments. It's lovely to hear your comments and for others to be able to read them as well. So much love, everyone. May that wheel of magic and good luck weave its light all around you all. Much love. Be safe, be well, and be kind to each other. Namaste.